time update, everyone. Big changes coming into play. The lines in the sand have been drawn officially. Basically, the people that are with IGL right now are IGL exclusive. So the lines in the sand have been drawn, and I say that like that because I, basically knew it was coming. So it doesn't really affect me because, again, I think it's all for the best. Enables me to focus on what I really want to focus on, and that's international, and enable IGL, etc., to focus on USA. So that's okay. I mean, I feel like my influence is pretty strong as it is, and as I told everyone, there's no one person that's stronger than the team. So I can obviously wish the IGL members, Bala and Answer, good luck. As I'm sure they wish me good luck as well in that regard. Obviously we're still gonna be cool friends and stuff. But I mean, sometimes business things don't go as planned, but you gotta be able to separate personal from business, and I'm okay with that. So yeah. So just with that, we're gonna move on. I mean, we're going a different direction now. As y'all see some of the messages I've had posted on these videos is because I felt like I was being a puppet for politics, and as you all have noticed, one thing in my videos have always been about has been variety. Now, I'm all down for condensing the number of games we play. That's fine, but I always want to keep variety, and I feel like giving people a choice to play games is better than forcing a game down their throats. I mean, I just got to the point where I got sick and tired of seeing nothing but KOF13. I mean, it drove me out. I haven't even played the game for a month. Serious, I have not played it. I consider myself officially retired from playing it. I mean, I don't want to see the game. Even when I'm editing the videos, I don't want to watch them, really. I'm tired of it. I've had enough. When you force-fed something like that all the time, it's just, I'd rather watch movies and talk to girls and stuff like that right now. It's just been enough, so I'd rather give people a choice to play things. And, KOF13 is going to be a major part of what we do, but it's not going to be the only thing we do. And that's just, that's the thing. I don't want it to be the only thing that we do and force people to play that. I mean, again, my events have always been about variety, people having choices. And I want to keep that there. So we're going to go through some of this new addition to what I have going on right now. Because, it was taking out the pleasure of everything, having to feel like I was forced to do this. And, this is better for everyone, I think. So here we have LDA rules. This is the slogan. The community determines what games will be played. Rule 1A. We will have a set of games that we will use for super major events that will be standard. Still in progress, like KOF13 and others to be determined. But for Rambots Nationals, a given community will be given flexibility to determine a certain amount of games being played. Customized tournament games. In other words, depending on where you are, this list will be able to be customized. And there are rules to be able to have it customized. Because people, you got to understand, many of you, and I'm just going to put it cut blank, you're thinking with a westernized North American mindset. You're thinking with an imperialistic mindset, meaning everyone should think like the United States. Not everyone is going to think like the United States, guys, and I know that well enough. People aren't going to think like that. And you shouldn't have to force your thought on other people if they don't. That goes both ways. You shouldn't have to force, things have become to the point now where, guys, I'm going to call it like it is. It's become those who play KOF13 and those that don't. And I don't like that mentality. I don't like that division. And so you really can't force people to do something. It's just no. So people have to understand there's cultural differences. And some people are going to play things and some people are not. And you got to respect that, guys. And so people have to understand a game might be popular here, but it might not be popular here. Just because KOF13 is booming in the United States doesn't mean it's going to be booming in the United Arab Emirates, where right now 2002 UM is still more popular. Or Japan, where 2002 UM is still probably more popular. It depends on where you are, guys. You got to be able to have an idea of what you want to accomplish, be able to get accomplished, and be flexible enough. Because you're not going to be flexible enough to cater to other people's cultures and ideas, then you're better off just staying where you are. It's just the bottom line. It's stay where you are in whatever country you're in, because you're traveling these other countries and you're not gonna bend to their rules. It's the reason why a lot of countries hate the United States, guys. Just being upfront with you. So here I have a customized tournament game list. I have a KOF13, 2002 UM. It's still majorly played in areas right now. Street Fighter Cross Tekken, Super Street Fighter 4 Anniversary Edition, or Arcade, whatever, and Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Others for consideration to replace given games depending on the region or number of entrants / level in a given area / country. Soul Calibur 5, Smash, Tekken, 98 UM, KOF11, Melty Blood, Skullgirls, BlazBlue, Guilty Gear, Mortal Kombat 9. All right. So rules for an event, any event to be added or replaced over a given period of time, maintaining the lineup. It must have a minimum of 8 entrants to run a tournament/Rambot. Rules will be very strict for how a tournament must be ran. Registration fee that must be collected if this is to be collected. TV rules. For every game that is ran, there must be at least a TV for it. If there are 3 games ran, we'll not accept anything lower than 2 TVs and setups. Just to make sure everything runs efficiently, smoothly, on time. Okay? If you bring a TV and setup or console plus game, your registration fee for entering the event will be waived. Maximum number of games to be ran in a given event is not to exceed 6. Casuals, money matches, etc. aren't part of that. Team tournaments and exhibitions take time, so those are also part of this. Rule 1B. KOF 2002 rules. KOF 2002 will only be ran at select international, major qualifiers, and super international events. Super international events. Latin American Cup, the KOF Cup, whenever we get that going. Why is that? Because I want to turn the KOF Cup into 3 countries. It'll be a tri-national championship. You know, I want to include Taiwan, Japan, you know, and Mexico. Yeah, and, you know, Latin American Cup, obviously you got the big 3 there. You got Mexico, Brazil, and Peru. You know, it's just in order to qualify as a super international event, SIE, there must be more than 2 countries present at an event. Latin American Cup qualifies because there was Mexico, Brazil, and Peru. Rule 1C, Rambats. Registration fee is mandatory. This will be adjusted depending per country. What is reasonable for that country? Again, just because in the USA people pay $10 registration to enter a tournament doesn't mean people in Mexico should pay $10. $10 in the USA equals about $120 in Mexico, people. We cannot simply base things on a westernized, Eurocentric way of thought, which just goes back to what I'm trying to think about. Get away from, guys. Everyone thinks just because the United States is doing one thing, that means the rest of the world should think that. It's a very ethnocentric, westernized way of thought, guys. Not everybody likes that. The world does not revolve around the United States or what is going on in the United States. I find more pleasure focusing on all these other countries, helping these other countries get developed. That's my calling, I feel, right now. That's where I want to focus. Obviously, you know, IGL and them now, they can focus on the United States. So I think it's actually complementary. You know, IGL, even when Bala and them, that enables me to focus on international, and they can focus on the United States. So I think it's great. I can completely now focus on all these other countries, and they can completely now focus on the United States. You know, which means, again, I can't guarantee when you're going to see me at events in the United States now, because now it's 100 and 300% focus on international, and, you know, I might bring people to a couple of tournaments in the United States from time to time in the future, but that's about it. You know, it's going to be very few times where we're going to cross, you know, LDA is going to cross into the United States, because that's not going to be our market anymore, period. So, all right, it says if you bring a TV and setup, console, your registration fee entering an event will be waived. Okay. It says for Rambats, we will try to limit the maximum number of games being ran to 3. The games may vary depending on the number of entrants a game receives. Casuals for other games are encouraged, personal matches, etc. If a game cannot meet the 8-man minimum requirement to run a tournament, you know, then, you know, of course, you know, casuals and stuff like that. So, for example, Rambat games. For example, we have 2002, KOF13, 2002 UM. You know, or other games, you know, that are listed there possibly. You know, okay. It says how to garner international interest in having international tournaments as guests in your country area. A tournament you have must consistently have at least 20 people entering. This ensures at least a large portion of overhead will be covered by the registration fee. The more the interest in your event, the greater chances will explore sending people to possibly in the future. 10 people possibly in the future. All must agree to pay the registration fee to offset whatever overhead costs are brought up by sending a given person to a location. Still going over this. Since, you know, the Wero video was really short, I figured this is a perfect opportunity to add this long video. Alrighty, it says organization must either be well or will be signed to an LDA representative. It should be, in other words, organization has to be tip top, and I'm going to define that as this is still a rough draft. Or will be assigned to an LDA representative. Equipment to run must be available and accessible at a given event. For example, stream equipment or HD cameras, television. It must be organized well. I will do research into the organization of an event prior to approving an international event. We'll go into further detail in regards to tournament sponsorship versus player sponsorship later, as I'm editing it, ironing out. You know, I thank Penny for, you know, some of his input into the stuff, since he's more international as well. You know, people were, like I say, people were focusing international, have to see things from multiple people's perspectives. And you all see that LDA logo is a globe, guys. The LDA logo does not just have the country, the United States of America, or all quote-unquote developed countries. That is a globe, which means I have to be able to take in different cultural preferences from around the world and try to make it mesh into one thing, which is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying not to separate it into the haves and the have-nots. I hate that mentality. That's the whole reason why I've been doing this from the beginning. That whole David versus Goliath. Well, we have all the pretty stuff, so we should be able to beat the people that don't have nothing. No, skill is unlimited around the world. And so that's why I'm opening up my search now globally. It's not limited just to Latin America. I'm looking globally for people now. Period. Top-notch players, global. We're gonna not, and it's not just KOF13 anymore. It's one game. KOF13 is just one game, guys. We look at it, I mean, especially with so many good games out there right now, the newer games out, so many. I mean, I'm looking for the best people across the board, guys. Best players across the board. So it's like, all right, you know, KOF13, that's one game. We can also beat you in this and this. So, but I'm looking for the cream of the crop. So the criteria is going to be really strict because we're looking for the best only. Alrighty. Now, okay, rule rankings as far as full member. I'm looking for rankings for people right now for 2002 and KOF13. Since those are the KOFs that are pretty much covering both coasts right now. Obviously 2002, but, you know, that's for Latin America Cup exclusive kind of thing. You know, 2002, that's what I look at. That's a Latin American Cup exclusive thing. We're going to get into that later. You know, how my views have changed about the Latin American Cup and why I don't want to just turn it into a just KOF13 theme, because it's just, I've been thinking about it a lot, guys. KOF13 will be there, obviously, but I don't want it to just be 13 and stuff. I just know. That's my baby. So, okay, listen. Okay, Battle for Mexico City 2012. I said that will be postponed until after Evo. I'll keep you guys posted. I may not be at Evo. I may not. I mean, you know, now just really, you know, doesn't give me much of a reason to be at Evo. I may, you know, trial members or whatever at that time send some people, but I mean, I don't see much of a reason to be at Evo anymore. I mean, it's just, again, give me a good reason why I need to show up to Evo, guys. I mean, I have to get my desire back to even play the game, first off, so I haven't played it. I mean, you know, I'd rather work on developing more members for the LDA now worldwide. You know, so I mean, I don't see a reason to show up to these things. I told you my focus is international more, period, guys. So, I mean, maybe I can show there and recruit people, but I like working more behind the scenes. So, it would be kind of obvious way to try to recruit people, and I'm not now. So, all right, Latin American Cup 2013 official qualifier, guys. I showed y'all a picture a long time ago about the LSC qualifier. Let me see if I can show you that. Again. Give me a minute. I remember showing you guys this photo. Well, I'm going to use it to turn it into the LAC qualifier. We're going to do it this year for the Latin American Cup next year. That's what we're going to try to do. We'll have a qualifier, you know, every year, you know, for it. And this will be for the Mexican qualifier for Latin American Cup. And we say that date, I'm looking for September of 2012. And there'll be 3 games only, really. Well, 4 possibly, side games. The 3 games that are against spots. 2002, 2002 UM, and KOF13. You have 2002, first place to go to Peru for KOF13. Or in 2013, which we're looking at June for Latin American Cup 2013. First place with 13 is going to go to Peru. The first place with 2002 UM will go to Peru. Side games, 98 UM and Street Fighter Cross Tekken. Alright, now let's get on to the Latin American Cup 2013 FAQ. It says, what is the Latin American Cup? It says, okay, here we go, guys. This is my vision of what should be the Latin American SBO / doing the KOF. With this said, I would much rather have this as the Latin American dueling the KOF instead of SBO, because SBO changes games on a consistent basis. I would much rather have consistency in the lineup. Thus, because the premise of Latin American Cup was built on KOF 2002, I cannot take 2002 out of the lineup. If there is one place that KOF 2002 deserves to be, it is here. Though it will now happen every 2 years instead of 1, I feel it is for the best. The lineup right now will remain at most 6 games for Latin American Cup 2013, and I am not decided just yet if we should bring any foreign guests. The end must justify the means. I encourage all countries to try and send contestants to LAC 2013, as it is my goal to make this bigger than just the big 3 for Latin America, Mexico, Peru, and Brazil. as of now, quite tentative. Here are the 5 games chosen for, well, it'll be 6 for LAC 2013. But I'm gonna try to do a poll, possibly, to do more. KOF 2002, 98 UM, 13, 2002 UM, Street Fighter Cross Tekken, and Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Games 5 through 6 could be replaced with, those other games. There are especially ones by that time. Tekken Tag 2 may come out. We don't know. There's a lot of stuff coming out right now, so we don't know. All right, one question. Why postpone Latin American Cup to once every 3 years? This enables me to make it bigger than just Mexico, Brazil, and Peru. I imagine this becoming the premier event in Latin America. Visa issues are easy to resolve in Peru, thus I see this event as the main event, while I can run Ranbots in other countries to gauge level of interest, skill level, and possibly for future events depending on the results. I envision having the following countries for Latin American Cup 2013. Please help me achieve this to make it spectacular. Peru, Mexico, Brazil, Argentina, Colombia, Ecuador, Panama, and Chile. Finally, with this amount of skill, there is no need to bring someone from another country. We will have enough in Peru. Want to play someone like Xiaohai, Daku, or someone else in the eastern half of the world? Prove you are the best in Latin America, and it may be a worthy investment. This also enables me to develop the Peruvian Latin American Cup 2011 Grand Champions Trophy to personally take to Peru for Latin American Cup 2013. So it's a lot of stuff to drop on you guys, but I think it's for the better. After really writing all this and putting it together and thinking about long and hard about this, it's for the better. Everything's for the better how it is. Even with the IGL thing, it's for the better. They can focus on the United States. How they want to promote in the United States. I can focus on international, where that's where my heart really is. My heart really is in international, guys. So I can do that, just like I know, the answer, his heart is with the, promoting the United States, sure, helping Mexico do stuff, but again, guys, it's cultural differences. You got to treat people differently. You got to treat things, got to look at things differently, depending. So I'm trying to take a different approach and not force it on people. Give them incentive to learn it, and then they can make the choice. And I'll pick the people that, and go from there. That's the attitude I would prefer to take than really more of an imperialistic approach. That's all I have to say, guys. More videos coming soon. And, man, who knows? Since I got that off my chest, and I can chill, maybe we'll see me playing some games. But, not like tournament level, trying to, like get back like that. Nah, I'm taking a good, prolonged, indefinite break, But, I skip a few big tournaments. Hey, so be it. Right now, I'm taking a good, needed break right now. So, I'll talk to you later, guys. Bye.